Hi, my name's Andrew Williams, and I'm a consultant in IBM Australia, having joined over 30 years ago, but I'm also a neurodiversity thought leader. But in 2015, something happened which changed my life. Let me call it day one. Day one was the day I met with a CEO of Specialistina, a neurodivergent hiring company. He was Thorkel Son. On that day, Thorkel told me about a structured program to help organizations start hiring neurodiverse talent in a proactive manner. I thought, we can do that. IBM must do that. Day one was the day I decided to do something in IBM to ensure that we not only talk about diversity, but day one was the day we started doing something real about neurodiversity in IBM. So now I had an understanding from Thorkel as to what neurodiversity was, and how it included autism and other conditions as well, falling under the same diagnostic umbrella of neurodiversity, including dyspraxia, dyslexia, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, dyscalculia, and Tourette's syndrome. And now I also understood the employment chances of neurodiverse individuals, which were significantly poorer than neurotypicals like myself. So now I started to realize that individuals who I might have considered as having handicaps as a difference were actually individuals with all the dreams and wishes that they wanted. I was seeing in a new light these individuals who I could recognize, listen to, and respect their neurodiversity as just one of many human variations. So I reached out to my colleagues in IBM after my day with Thorkel. My thought was, how could I make this happen? How could we start a neurodiversity hiring program within IBM? Well, I knew I needed proof that it would work in IBM. I needed to demonstrate it could work. I then would need a business case to expand it further beyond an initial pilot. While I was considering where we could run the pilot, I met Paul Austin. Paul Austin was a New York-based senior manager in WebSphere development, But he also was on a mission to expand job opportunities for neurodiverse since attending the first World Autism Awareness Day at the United Nations in 2015. We were both on parallel paths, and as a result, Paul launched the Autism as a Skill Business Resource Group, BRG, and within a few months, 500 IBMers had joined. In 2018, this group became the Neurodiversity at IBM BRG and now boasts 1,400 members, neurodivergent employees and allies in locations all around the world. He told me it's kind of similar to the LGBT movement. People are starting to come out more as autistic, and this group really provides a resource both for those on the spectrum and those who work with them. What was Paul's own motivation? He said to me, I have a nephew with Asperger's, but I think my real driving motivation is that I know what it's like to be on the outside. I've always felt on the outside, and I've always sympathized with people who are not quite understood. This was Paul's motivation. He saw autism as a condition that crosses class boundaries, racial boundaries, and gender boundaries as well. I also knew of IBMers who had autistic kids, and I saw their struggles. One of them turned to me, one of the IBMers, and said about his own daughter who was autistic, I really don't know what her future is. So both Paul and I were both personally motivated to do something. So we met at a design thinking workshop in New York and hit it off immediately. He said Andrew was on the same mission that I was on. And he said that we really started to build a business offering where we basically told potential clients, we're going to test your stuff and we're going to do it using a group of autistic IBMers. And this is why it's going to be better for your company, not only just IBM. So by collaborating with Paul and with individuals like Shalini Pawar, we selected Lansing, Michigan to hire 6 IBMers, all autistic. It took Shalini about 2 years in collaboration with specialists to get this done. But critical was gaining seeding funds from our own global IBM delivery leaders. So now we had a success. What next? What was the next action required? Well, we had another hiring pilot being run in Australia, led by another passionate IBMer, Belinda Sheehan, who is neurodivergent, hiring 10 individuals in a place called Ballarat, another IBM delivery center. Our example led to other IBM instances for neurodiversity hiring, kicking off in Brazil, in the UK, and other locations in Europe. Now we had a model on how to replicate this in various locations. That is when we built a global vision for our company. Let's make it part of our hiring DNA, we thought. Let's show our leadership team how we can easily replicate this engagement model, customize it for our locations to be neurodiversity engaged, educate our staff, have people come out as neurodivergent themselves. So we pulled together a global business plan for neurodiversity engagement in IBM. As a result, we had a 2-year plan to hire neurodivergent employees in various locations around the world, including Australia, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, the UK, and the US. One challenge is identifying locations that are suited to neurodivergent candidates. We worked on that as part of the plan. So with this business plan and the support of IBM's Diverse Abilities Council and our Neurodiverse Business Resource Group, which continued to grow, by the way, we decided to focus on 2 areas related to neurodiversity in hiring. 1, making the workplace more accessible for neurodiverse employees, and 2, developing hiring models to bring more neurodiverse employees into IBM as IBMers. As a result of this accepted global vision, we now had a global neurodiversity program leader in place, Diane Delaney. We had a neurodivergent executive sponsor, Tony Horton, who, by the way, is neurodivergent. And we also had the continued support of 2 neurodivergent co-leaders of our Neurodiversity BRG, Natalia Lukowski and Bill Dush. And the Neurodiversity BRG selected a motto for the program, "Nothing about us without us," formed in 2019. And they provided a support group for neurodivergent employees as well as a sounding board providing important advice and guidance, which is critical for the success of any neurodiversity program. Now we were not only hiring neurodivergents, we were also listening to them, to the existing neurodiversity employees and making sure that they were critical to the decisions being made for the program, both locally and globally. In 2019, key IBM Autistics, Bill Dush and Megan Roddy, established the Actually Autistic Task Force within IBM, which created a safe and confidential space for autistic IBMers to rally and develop autistic-related initiatives. We are now also engaging in India and hiring neurodivergents in Mexico. And in 2020, Diane Delaney, she worked to get an ally badge approved, leading to the enablement of thousands of IBM employees on the benefits of neurodiversity, inclusion, and engagement. The future of IBM neurodivergence is really bright as a result of our movement towards acceptance of all neurodivergent people with increased understanding and awareness. But most importantly, I wanted to focus on an important decision made on my day one of this journey. The decision was not to just talk about neurodiversity, not to discuss semantics, the benefits. We decided to act, put a plan in place, reach out to our senior stakeholders, and do something about becoming a more globally neurodiverse, embracing organization. And that led to all the benefits which go with it. So what are my top actions from my day one list that I would provide to any organization that wanted to go on this journey? One, don't wait for HR or your manager for approval. You can decide yourself to create a neurodiversity instance within your own company and wait for others to catch up to you. Find other like-minded people in your organization and map out a plan of attack to start hiring neurodivergents. Find out if you have a neurodiversity community within your organization, and they will be there. Find a neurodiversity hiring support organization like Specialiston. You need an external partner to team with. Start talking to them to find out what is needed. Document your business case and your plan of attack. Bring your manager into the team and outline that plan to act. Get their support and also their funding to start a pilot. And identify a pilot location and a leader who will implement this pilot for you. Someone with time and a commitment and lots of passion. Run the pilot and then publicize the results. And then you are moving forward. I recommend you all start with your own day one and take your first steps to neurodiversity hiring in your own organization. So my name is Andrew Williams. I thank you for your time. And look, I really recommend this journey. It's very fulfilling. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to listen. Thank you.